Guten Tag, I'm Leslie, and did you know that cats were domesticated more than once? I don't remember all the facts, but it's an interesting thing that you can look up. So, I'm back again to talk about my day, I guess, and kind of where I'm at mentally. Things that I did that I guess now I normally don't do, like socialize. Today felt 100% like a Monday. I didn't want to be there. I had already checked out before I had even punched in. I'm burnt out. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Pardon me. So I had a friend from work come over. We hung out. We chilled, painted, talked, got to know each other more, ranted about work. She stayed for dinner. And it was just really nice to connect with somebody. We have so much in common. Anime, art. She's into watercolors, and I like acrylics. But there's just something about being able to do an activity with somebody that you enjoy so much, and being able to talk about, like, for me, art. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. Everything that I do know in terms of art is just based off of either self-taught or what I learned in high school, middle school, and a lot of stuff I don't even remember. Like, all of my art seems so flat because it kind of is, because I don't use any highlights or shading because I don't really know how to do it. That seems kind of silly, but that holds me back. Well, why don't you learn? I don't know. It's easier if somebody explains it to me and shows it to me. And yeah, I know there's YouTube videos, but I got the help I needed today. And yeah, work sucked. And I was so happy to get out when I did. And then it took me like 40 minutes to go home because I swear, 'tis the season for construction. Attempting to find a way home that didn't cause me to be in a huge traffic jam due to construction. Every time I was like, oh yeah, this place has construction. Okay, let me go this way. And then I was like, oh crap, I forgot this road is closed, so I got to go take this detour and then go around, and then kind of got lost and then backtracked and still ended up almost stuck in the same construction that I first tried to avoid. So I had to go back around. And you'd think, well, why would you just go through the construction? Anxiety. So anxiety makes you do crazy things. Even when I don't even notice I'm anxious. Like, I avoid certain situations. Like, I don't want to get anxious. Even though I was, like, really... I mean, granted, it took me 40 minutes to get home, but I was real relaxed through the whole thing. Like, okay, cool, well, I'm lost, but it's a really nice neighborhood, so I'll just kind of check out the trees and the houses as best I can while I'm driving. So I got home, and my friend came over, and, oh gosh, got here. She was here for like 6 hours. Okay, and that is like huge. John's brother comes over often. They live like 5 minutes away. But we usually go over to their place because I'm not so good at entertaining and hosting. I just dropped both of my chapsticks. That's okay. This new chapstick seems to be working pretty good. I don't really feel like I constantly have to apply it. I do get that anxious nervousness, and I kind of apply it due to that, but I'm happy with the results so far, slowly but surely. So, back to my friend coming over. It's so weird because I've had people come over before, try and get to know somebody that I work with, maybe try and create a connection to make a friendship, because I do wish that I apologize for the shifting. I do wish that, I don't know, I had people that I could hang out with. And of course, I've got my bestie. But life is crazy sometimes. And right now, she's got a lot going on. And, you know, when you have kids and sometimes your work gets in the way, it happens. That's not going to stop us from being friends. But I do still feel that need to connect with friends. And yes, of course, I have those friends with the people that I talk with online that, you know, I've known for a while. But just being able to have somebody that can be like, hey, do you want to hang out? And I apologize now if I offend anybody that knows me, that, you know, I don't know, my statement offends. I find it hard to open up to people. Yes, there's that potential that that person and I could really get along, but it's hard to open up to people, and I am, I guess, careful with who I choose to hang out with. Obviously, you look for the personality of people that you're drawn to. It's personality and it's also interests. Like my friend and I, like I said, anime and painting and drawing and, you know, horror movies and sci-fi movies and shows, and we have a lot in common. And that means I don't have to think about, well, what are we going to do? Like, I feel like that's my problem with hosting people. Like, even like my brother-in-law and his wife, they're really cool people. They're really chill and relaxed. But, I mean, of course, John gets along with his brother. And I get along with his brother's wife. I don't want to get lost. But there are less similar interest alignments, and it's part of that and other things. Finding somebody who like gets me, I guess. And that's hard when you're afraid to open up to people, to find people who you can connect with. But I decided to go out on a limb and ask her if she wanted to hang out. I have been needing to socialize, and I know, stay-at-home order, you know, I mean, we work together. And then I come home and I see my family. Like, I mean, there really isn't, whatever. I was going to lose my mind if I didn't get some socialization. And it felt really nice. And I don't actually feel, like, overwhelmed by it. I learned a lot of interesting things today. Like, how to do shading and highlighting. And a new inspiration. A new point of view. Like with my art, something that holds me back is I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up. I'm afraid I'm going to make a mistake and I'm going to ruin the whole painting. It's that perfectionism. And it's hard for me to kind of be loose. Yes, I have that abstract style, but I'm not as loose with, as I sit here and wave my wand. Anyway, when you hold a paintbrush, you kind of want to be a little bit loose with your grip so it can kind of float. I mean, depending on how you want to paint. I hold mine like I hold my pencil close to the paper. So it's very controlled. And I need to learn how to let go of some control and let the art flow. And if I make a mistake, it's not a mistake. It is a happy little squiggle. And that's okay. So I'm learning how to accept those so I can improve my art. And I also You know, I went to my therapist the other day, yesterday. Yeah, I did my video before the therapist, so, you know, I haven't talked about that. It went well. I don't think I'm as, I don't even want to say as manic as I was yesterday, because not every day is going to be exactly the same. Today I was in I don't really give two shits, and honestly I don't feel like it matters what I do. I can do whatever I want. And I know I can't, but there's kind of that like, whatever. At work. But, I mean, like, I'm actually tired right now. I'm like, oh, okay, this video, and I'm gonna go to bed. It's coming up on 9 o'clock now. So, anyway, I've been really trying to reflect, like, because I know I'm going through some kind of midlife crisis. I'm tired of working in fast food. I don't mind the normal stress and drama and chaos that comes with work. It doesn't matter where you work, you're going to get that. But I guess I'm just tired of being treated like crap and being underpaid for the work that I do and the expectations. McDonald's has historically not paid great, and that goes for management as well. And it's frustrating because, like, I don't have any secondary education. I did a year of college and then medical assisting training that I never followed through with. So there's not a lot of options. And so, I mean, I went with fast food because I'd done it for so long. So I just stuck with it until I could figure out what I wanted to do. And for years now, I have not known what I wanted to do, except that I want to write a novel or a series. And I could never figure out, what do you write about? I wanted to write about, like, a character who struggled with mental illness and, like, what life was like. But that was more of a, I want to get the word out. Like, I want people to understand what it's like. But I'm doing that right now, so I don't need to write a book about it. But that doesn't mean that I can't write a book still about something else. And I've been struggling with that until today. My perspective completely changed with just a single sentence. And now I feel a passion again to write, to really put a story, something I'm passionate about. And it's funny, I've been sitting here for years trying to figure out, what do I want to do? What am I passionate about? And I could never think of what it was. But it was really just staring me right in the face. I'm passionate about my art, but I'm also passionate about how I feel, how bipolar feels, and about wanting the world to know that the expectations set for people, really, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't know how normal people do it. I barely function in society as it is. And I struggle constantly because I feel like I'm expected to function in society at the same level as somebody who is healthy mentally, maintain a full-time job, pay bills, Of course, I mean, I have the luxuries, but I'm not disabled enough because I'm capable of working. Now, I just go to work regardless of how I feel, even on the days where I want to kill myself. Not just that I wish I was dead, the days that I want to kill myself, I still drag my ass to work because I got bills to pay. And I know that sounds really contradictory. Why would I? And a lot of it is that expectation. I mean, I'm not throwing up. I don't have a fever, so I'm not physically ill, despite the fact that I am actually slightly physically ill because I'm mentally ill. But because I struggle with it so much, I don't want people to think that I just use that as an excuse, because I don't. But there are days where the idea of making words, sorry, it's hard to say. The idea of going into work makes my skin crawl. And sometimes it's when I'm depressed and sometimes it's when I'm not. And it's just, I have to push through it because I'm expected to show up to work as I'm a manager, but I'm a manager because it pays more, and that is honestly a lot of the reason I stay manager, because McDonald's is not worth it in my personal opinion, if we're going to be honest here. But what I really want to do is I want to help people. That's one of my favorite parts of the job. But I want to make an impact on people's lives in a way that matters. Not just brightening their day with a hot, fresh meal. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, because it is an essential position. I have worked it, but I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I want to make an impact, even if it's on a community. And I guess I feel almost like a loss for words, because I don't even know where to start. I mean, my friend was saying something about becoming a therapist, like at the YWCA or something, or I'm over here like that would require going to school. And I'm afraid to go back to school, because I've already wasted so much time and money. And I feel guilty. And I don't want to rack up more debt. And I guess there's a voice from someone who once commented on the fact that I had wanted to go back to school probably about a year ago. I don't know. And I can't even remember what it was for. Oh, I remember. Like some kind of graphic design or something. I had just been dabbling with the idea and was talking with some people about it. And one of the responses I was given was, well, you already have a ton of, aren't you still paying on their student loans? Yeah, I'm horrible at paying them, and I'm really trying. And the way that they're doing everything with student loans right now is a freaking blessing, because I don't have to pay on them. But I still owe a ton of money. So then I feel guilty. So then I don't do anything about it, and then I'm stuck in misery, wishing I knew what I could possibly do without putting myself in a hole. You know, and how can I try and worry about going to school when I don't even have insurance still? I haven't even filled any paperwork out, Granted, I've only been there for just over a month, and I just got my second paycheck stub, which is what I needed. But I don't know, I guess I struggle because I don't know what the right decision is. And I feel like I have been making a lot of the wrong decisions lately with moving stores. And I don't know, maybe it wasn't a wrong decision to move stores, but I feel like I got the shitty end of the deal. I didn't realize it was as bad as it is, that it would be as stressful and drama-filled and overwhelming. I just don't want to do it anymore. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know where to go in life. And I'm stuck working at McDonald's. No offense to the people that work at McDonald's, because I do work there. I've worked there for like 13 years. I don't know. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I have to work in the morning, unfortunately. So I should probably attempt to get some sleep. Thanks for listening and watching, and slowly, hopefully, I'll figure out where I'm going in life. I'll see you all later. Peace.